Hi guys, it's Fat Petrolhead here, and today we're gonna discuss your automatic transmission, how to make it last longer than even car manufacturer expected. But today we will talk only about classic automatic transmission, no DSG and no CVT. About CVT we already have a video on this channel. So let us begin with warming up your transmission, because this is the first thing you should do when start any trip. As well as your engine, your transmission should be warmed up to let the transmission fluid work in optimal temperature range and to lubricate all parts in the transmission correctly. The time that you need to warm up the transmission is much higher than for the engine. However, you don't need to stand for this time. You can drive, but drive quite calm, slowly, without fast accelerations. It is enough to drive in eco-friendly manner for about 10-15 minutes, depending on outside temperature. And then you're free to go as fast as you want and to accelerate as fast as your car can do it. The optimal temperature range of transmission fluid in the most cars is from 85 to 100 degrees. But it is enough to warm it up till 65 to 70 degrees and you are good to go. On many cars you can find an ATF temperature just in the menu. For example, on all Stellantis cars like Dodge, Jeep and Alfa Romeo. Also on Volkswagen Group cars like Audi, Volkswagen, Skoda. You will find it just in the main menu. Of course, you can always Google how to check ATF temperature on your exact model. However, if you didn't find it in the internet or it's not available in your model, then 10-15 minutes rule would be perfect. And we're moving on to the neutral gear usage in automatic transmissions. And just remember here that neutral gear in automatic transmission should be used only for service purposes. For example, to move the car inside the workshop or to tow it on the recovery vehicle. So in your everyday life you just never need to use a neutral gear. So please don't use a neutral gear when you are, for example, waiting for a traffic light. There wouldn't be anything harmful for your transmission in this section. However, the strain on the transmission would be higher when you switch from neutral to drive than when you are just standing with pushed brake pedal. And if you expect to stand for more than a minute, then just use the parking position. But there is a really crucial thing. Never, once again, never use neutral position when your car is moving. When you are going downhill, for example, or you are just decreasing speed before the crossroad. Never do it. It's not only dangerous for your transmission, but it is also dangerous for your life. By the way, also it doesn't help you to save any fuel. But let's focus on the transmission reliability and how not to break it. So, when you are moving on neutral and you put the transmission back in drive, that would be a very hard punch on the transmission system. So, once again, never do it. Just remember one simple rule. When your car is moving on automatic transmission, you have only two positions to be turned on. It's drive and reverse. And if you don't trust me, just open your car's manual and you will find this information there. Talking about serious punches strain, there is also a very common mistake that a lot of drivers do. And that's switching from drive to reverse while the car is still moving. I know and I understand that all of us sometimes want to park their car as fast as it is possible or to make a U-turn or whatever. But just keep in mind that 1 second to wait for someone who is parking or making some other maneuver wouldn't bother any normal person. So just relax and switch gears correctly. And of course, you should just avoid any U-turns where 1-2 seconds delay can lead you to an accident. But if you are already in the situation where you have some risks for your safety, just forget please all my recommendations and do whatever you need to stay safe and minimize these risks. Now let's move on to the situation when you got stuck in your car. And if it happens, just make several tries to get out yourself. Put the car in drive, then in reverse. Also, try to turn wheels, and after it, try to get out with both turned on and turned off ESP, or how this system is called in your car. 2-3 seconds is absolutely enough for each try, and better try to make a 1-2 minutes pause between each of these tries. If the car is not moving and your wheels are just spinning, then leave the car and go find some help with towing your car out of troubles. Less than a minute of the wheels spinning with a kickdown on almost any modern cars, not talking about off-roaders of course, can lead you to the transmission overheating and damage. And for sure, the repair cost of the transmission would cost you much more than finding a recovery vehicle. By the way guys, please press the like button if you enjoy watching this video and find it helpful, and also subscribe for more maintenance and bars guides. And we're moving to the less obvious mistake that a lot of drivers do, which is using eco mode in the wrong circumstances. These modes in modern cars are absolutely ideal, for example, when you are driving a highway without any uphills and possible accelerations, or also in traffic jams, and they really help you to save some fuel. However, using eco mode when you are not driving a flat landscape can be harmful for your transmission. Of course, there would be much more strain on the transmission when it tries to give you more torque on the highest possible gear. So don't use eco mode when you are driving mountain roads or when you expect to have a lot of overtakings. And the last but not least and quite common mistake is parking without the handbrake. Parking mode in the transmission is not engineered for holding all weight of your car with additional gravity influence. So if you decided to park your car on the uphill, always use a handbrake before switching the gear to parking. Because if you apply a handbrake after putting the car in parking mode and also releasing a brake pedal, then the car would be held also by transmission. It would be an additional security for you in case of handbrake, but still the whole weight of car would be held by the transmission. And of course, don't forget to release the handbrake when you are going to continue your journey. If something is beeping in your car, then it usually means, every time means that you are doing something wrong. So these were 6 very important rules, and I believe very easy to follow rules, how to prolong life of your automatic transmission. However, there is always a maintenance that you need to do with your transmission. And I already have a video about it, and you will find it here. So, thank you for watching and hope to see you soon, or right now if you click this video or another one.